Hello and welcome to today's episode of PbK Studios Lightroom and Photoshop Made Easy. And today it's all about the clone magic and content aware fill and patch and spot healing yeah, let's get to work.
PbK Studios.
And here we have the photo from the last episode. And if you want to see how we took this and turn it into this, there's a link in the description below for you to check out. And if you notice, we left all this trash in here that I have to get rid of. And we're going to easily and quickly do that in Photoshop. And to do it, we right click down here on the thumbnail, edit in Photoshop. And here we are in Photoshop, and I'm going to do this non-destructively, just in case I mess up, which, let's face it, we all do from time to time. And the first thing we do is duplicate our layer by hitting Control or Command on a Mac and J, and we're going to add a new empty layer, which you'll see why in a minute. And clicking on that one right there, we're going to choose our lasso tool or hit L on your keyboard. Using the scroll wheel on the mouse, we're going to zoom in, holding down the space bar. We're just going to click and drag to move our work around. And we'll just outline this bud can like that and do it loosely. Don't have to be exact. And then right click, fill, and content aware, and magically gone. And then Control D to deselect and get rid of it. And we'll just move right on down. There's 100 different ways to do things in Photoshop. And for cleaning up this debris and trash and junk, this is the easiest method and technique that I have found. It works very, very quickly, and there's usually not much more cleanup you have to do. And moving right along, and right click, fill, content aware. Just that easy. And we'll do it again right here. Right click, fill, content aware. Magically disappears. And for this one, we're going to choose content aware patch, which is right there. Band-Aid, patch tool. Make sure you're on source up here. And again, you can just loosely outline and then click and drag. And just that easy. And we'll do the same right here. Just a loose outline and just click and drag it somewhere. And Photoshop does a really great job of blending everything almost flawlessly. And moving right along, we'll come back down here. Here's a little stick or something. Nice and easy. And we'll go back to the lasso tool for this little guy. Right click, fill, content aware, and deselect it. And moving right along, now we'll choose the healing brush tool, which is essentially just a spot healer. We just click and paint. And Photoshop does a really great job of making this very quick work. Just that easy. Oop, not quite good enough. Hit it again. And hit it again. And moving around. And we'll use our lasso tool again in a very loose outline. Fill, content aware. And that quick and easy. And now for this stuff up here on the little ledge. Remember that new layer? That's where this comes in handy. Whenever I have to clone something, I always do it on an empty layer. It makes a smaller file size because we don't have all the information of a duplicated layer, and we can easily fix any mess up. and hold down Alt and click to get your source, and then just paint in. And the biggest thing with cloning is to randomize, because we don't want any clone tracks, because we don't want to give any witness to having done any work. Click right there on the edge, and we'll just come right down like that. And while you're sitting here working, using the bracket keys to change our size, open bracket for small, close bracket for larger. And somebody's talking to us and gets our attention, and we do that without noticing it. It's like, man, now we've got that big screw up we have to deal with. We have to go back and just meticulously repair our mess up. It takes just an insane amount of time to do that, but because we're on its own empty layer, turn it off, turn it back on, we can simply grab our eraser tool, which is right here, or just press E on the keyboard. Using the bracket keys again for our size, we can just erase the stuff off the layer and not have to worry about it. That quick and easy, before and after. Hit S for our clone stamp tool again. We'll come down here and right on this edge, and we'll just paint it in like it was never there. The reason why I use the clone stamp in areas like this is because of these edges. Content aware and spot healing typically doesn't do that great of a job, and it leaves a lot of feather behind that we have to deal with. Fill, content aware. You can see what I mean? And that's no good. That's unacceptable. So we hit Control Z to undo, Control Alt Z to undo again, Control D to deselect, and let me try doing this the right way. Just like that. Fill, content aware, and D. You can see how it kind of created some undesirable results in there. We can turn off the layer for before and after. And we don't like that. We're going to undo it. So Control Alt Z, hit it again, and then Control D to deselect, clicking on our empty layer. Hit S for clone stamp again. And we'll just come in here and just kind of randomize a little. Just like that. No clone tracks. Clone tracks are the enemy. Clone tracks are not the clones we are looking for. And just that quick and easy, we got rid of all that trash and debris. Now, here's one down here we don't like, so we'll click on that. And we'll use our lasso tool again for content aware fill. Right click, fill, content aware, Control D to deselect, zoom back out. In just a matter of a very quick couple minutes, we've gone from that to that to that. Quick and easy, nice and painless. We can hit Control W to close it out, click yes to save it, and it'll automatically import back into Lightroom. And here we are back in Lightroom. And if we compare to our original, we can see real quick what a huge difference removing just a little bit of trash and debris can really make in a photo. I didn't do too great of a job down here, because I'm quite sure you don't want to sit there and watch me clone and content aware fill for the next 30 or 45 minutes. But I encourage you to take the time with yours and remove any unsightly debris and trash that could otherwise distract the viewer from the message of your photo. But that'll do it for us today. Thanks for joining in. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and join us every Saturday where I give you all kinds of tips and tricks for making Lightroom and Photoshop easy. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.
PbK Studios.